We are back. It's been a while. Family got sick. My wife, my daughter got sick, and just life has taken me away for a few weeks, but we're back. Not going to run any leagues today. Kind of just wanted to test out a couple decks. So I've seen this Rakdos Anvil deck, if you want to call it, going around. That's basically revolved around this Oni called Anvil deck, so making colorless constructs, pinging your opponent for one, gaining one, blood between Bloodtithe Harvester, Voldaren Epicure, cards like Blood Fountain make more blood. We got Deadly Disputes, couple main board Terrarions, so you can sack these to make the tokens, draw a card. We have a main board Soul Guide that kind of deal with the graveyard, but also to sack, and it's just kind of like a really grindy, kind of like artifact, almost like an artifact control deck in a sense, right? Like you have blockers, you make blockers. You can, if you have multiple cults out, you sack the first one. You sack triggers all of them. So if you have 4 out, you'd make 4 1/1s, ping your opponent for 1. On their turn, you can sack more artifacts, ping them for 1. The one thing about this card, which is probably good, so that this card isn't just kind of broken, is that creating colorless constructs only occurs on your turn. So that's actually, I think, a really well designed aspect of this card. If it triggered on your opponent's turn, it would be absolutely bonkers. So yeah, my thinking is this is kind of just a list I found off the internet. I think Claudio was playing it. I think there was maybe something in the prelims the other day that this deck had a good result. I've also been kind of toying around with the idea of maybe putting Cauldron Familiar and Witch's Oven somewhere in this build as well. Or maybe pivoting into something like a Jund Anvil with Goose, Trail of Crumbs, the Familiar Witch's Oven into this build. But I think this Rakdos build is probably a tighter build. Couple cool cards from Kamigawa in here for sure. Voltage Surge is actually interesting. It's a pretty decent card in this deck. Being able to sacrifice an artifact is fairly easy. So 4 damage to target creature planeswalker. This card is sick as well. Experimental Synthesizer. So when an ETB, exile top card library until end turn you may play the card. So this is basically a way for us to find lands or in the late game to be able to find an answer. And when you sacrifice it, so 2 colorless and red, sacrifice it, create a 2/2 white samurai creature token with vigilance, activate only to a sorcerer, so it's on your turn. But sacrificing this does trigger the anvil without having to use the anvil. So that's kind of another cool thing. For 3 mana, you get a 2/2, you can potentially get a 1/1, and the ETB or exile works as well. Enters the battlefield or leaves the battlefield, so you get that top trigger. So that's cool. This deck's super cool. With the amount of artifacts in here too, I have been toying around with even keeping this build and adding potentially somewhere between 1 to 4 Shrapnel Blast. I don't think you can run full 4. You could probably sneak in. A couple here by making a few cuts, but I think this list is pretty tight here, so it's interesting. I thought if I was to sneak some in, we'd be taking out Blood Fountain and potentially a Dreadbore, or keep the Dreadbore and like take these 3 out to run 3 Shrapnel Blast. Shrapnel Blast is pretty sick. That's 15 damage for 6 mana essentially, and 3 artifacts. So anyways, I digress. This deck seems super cool, so we'll start with this deck today. And then the second deck we're going to move into is this wonderful looking deck, which is Abzan Parhelion. So since Kamigawa was released online, there's been the Esper Parhelion deck that's been running around, basically based around Greasefang, which has come out in Kamigawa, which is at the beginning of combat your turn, return target vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield, gains haste. So you want to hit Parhelion in your graveyard. Greasefang, combat, bring Parhelion. Greasefang is able to crew Parhelion, and you attack for 13 on turn 3, which is pretty game-ending for most decks, as you are left with 2 4/4 angels with flying and vigilance. So that is wild. So that's kind of like the Esper version. So they're running Faithful Mending, Thirst for Knowledge, to be able to kind of like draw and discard. Faithful Mending is actually kind of nice because you gain 2 life too, so it's kind of a buffer in some aggro matches. Everyone's playing that, and the mana base seems a little shaky in that deck. Potentially a little shaky. I know some people mentioned that. But I've seen this Abzan version running around. So I think this is interesting too because we're not worried here about drawing cards. We are right away finding cards to just fill our graveyard. So Stitcher Supplier, Sated Wayfinder, Grizzly Salvage. We have a full package there of 12 to just fill our graveyard, fill the sin bin up ASAP in the first couple turns so that we hopefully can curve right into Greasefang with either Parhelion or Asika's Chariot in the graveyard. I think Asika's Chariot is kind of an interesting card to consider for Greasefang. And we have this card from Midnight Hunt. Can't Shy Away, so return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains if the creatures die, exile instead. So if we do hit our Greasefangs, we have Can't Stay Away, which also has flashback in the late game. So I think this is kind of just a cool, different way to go about this deck. We are able to run Deathrite Shaman, which is banned in Modern and has not really seen a ton of play in Pioneer. But I think this is kind of the perfect deck for Deathrite Shaman to come back and to show its power. So getting Deathrite Shaman out in game 1 early, game 1 or game 2, or turn 1 or turn 2, sorry, allows you to kind of curve into Greasefang faster. So or to make sure you curve into Greasefang on turn 3 if you're stuck on land. So super interesting here. As well, we're running a couple Gurmag Angler. It's just a 5/5, but if you can sneak a 5/5 out on, turn 2, 3, that's decent. That's a decent body swinging that needs to be answered. It's 7 mana, so it avoids a good chunk of the removal out there. So it's just another threat that is super easy for us to get out. And then, running cards like Collective Brutality, which can kind of give us a bit of a buffer and allows us to discard some cards and impact our opponent's hand and board. And then, curving into Parhelion is what this deck wants to do. Sideboard for this is just super simple. Thoughtseize, Fatal Push. Graveyard Trespasser is nice if we're up against other graveyard decks. And Assassin's Trophy to basically just deal with anything that is impacting us. So cards like Rust in Peace is probably not great to run into this deck, so we are going to try to avoid that. So these are the 2 decks that I want to try today. We're just going to jump into the Pioneer tournament practice. It seems like it's been pretty full lately and not hard to find games like it was, you go back 4 or 5 months ago. Those are kind of what we're going to try today. I think these decks are both really interesting. We're starting with Rakdos Anvil. I have played a few games with this deck. So I do kind of have an idea how it goes. So I'm not a complete noob like I will be for Abzan Parhelion. So Pioneer tournament practice. Let's try with Rakdos Anvil and see what we can do. This deck is interesting because it almost seems like it synergizes better than the regular Rakdos Blood deck. This Oni Cult Anvil card is insane, so I quite like it. Where are we here? There we go. Tyrant, what's going on? Can't Stay Away. No, apparently not. This Pioneer is just too sick at the moment. This seems interesting. We'll keep this. Just trying some new brews today. We're trying the Rakdos Anvil deck, if you want to call it, and then I'm gonna try Abzan Parhelion because it seems super interesting. So if we draw land here, we didn't. I think we still just go into Terrarion, kind of go from there. Oh, Can't Stay Away. Sorry. Yeah, Can't Stay Away is sweet. I think that card definitely has some place in those Parhelion decks. So The flashback's kind of nice too. It's pretty interesting. So we're gonna give it a shot. We'll play the anvil. Draw a card. Make a construct. Seems pretty cool. I feel like Kamigawa is the perfect set to breathe like an awesome fresh breath of air into Pioneer. So I'm super excited for how things have been going and to see interest from everyone. So I think we play another one here. We'll just push this out of the way, go for one, ping them for another one, make 2 tokens. All right. Seems good. You got her. This card has been surprisingly powerful, actually. In what's opponent doing? Another one. The hell is this Soul Diviner card? I don't get this. This is interesting. Well, let's start with the synthesizer. Sure. This is interesting. We'll take Aether Spout. I guess we'll just drop a Blood Fountain, make a blood token. Go to combat. We'll just sack this one. My opponent has what? Mission briefing? This is kind of an interesting... I'm not really sure what opponent's trying to do with this deck, but it's here. Are they going to mission briefing into Thoughtseize, Ratchet Bomb? Okay, that's fine. That was a good draw, actually. I've actually been seeing quite a bit of Ratchet Bomb lately, so I don't know what has triggered that. Decks like this, potentially, but... okay, let's just go to combat. One goes to 9. I think we'll just play like the Den. Don't want to blow this up because Ratchet Bomb's gonna take everything out. So I think we probably just put Lurrus in our hand. There's no point really. When they blow that, we'll just sack those, ping them for 2. I think we're okay. Charge counter, okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Never seen that happen before. That's kind of interesting, I guess. Thing in the ice, sure. Opponent has mission briefing. Sure, you want a Thoughtseize. That's totally fine. Go to 7. If I do this in response, my new ones get blown up. So we'll just let this happen. Synthesizer. All right. I could bring Lurrus back with Blood Fountain. I don't think I really need to do that. Opponent has Mission Briefing in hand. Den just gets blocked or killed here. So I think we just play the Synthesizer here. See what we get. Seems like a pretty good draw. Oops, hold on. Cast here. I think I play a land already. Probably should have held back that land. Sure, remove a counter, draw a card. That's gone. Do I want to... I think I want a Blood Fountain. Let that go away. I'll just draw a card at the end of their turn. We can bring it down to 5. They put Lurrus in their hand. Sure. You got it. Okay, so we can... Do I want to draw? Do I want a Blood Fountain? Blood Fountain, it gets me Lurrus, Terrarion, into draw. Maybe we just want to do that. Get Lurrus out. Probably play... Maybe I want like Blood Fountain again so I can get Lurrus back potentially. Get that. Opponent goes to 6. Opponent goes to 5. I think get like Ratchet Bomb or Thing back. Or another Soul Diviner. I kind of want to save the Synthesizer just for like, the 2/2 Vigilance. Was my thought process, but yeah, I could have done that actually. Actually, I should have done that over a token. Draw a card. Yeah, if I'd done that, I would have got the Synthesizer trigger too. Actually, that was probably a better play. Maze-Mine Tomb. I think I just want to like ping them down here a bit. Go to 4. Get them to 2. If I can get rid of Lurrus here, essentially can just win off of that. Yeah, new cards always kind of a bit of like a tricky situation to not really know the best play. I think I want a Synthesizer. I guess we can play the Mountain. I think I want to sack Synthesizer here. Because I would like to find an answer to Lurrus. we'll play this. Card. I think that's enough, right? Because they gain 3, unless it would. Well, they have mission briefing and an unknown. So I don't have a way to sack the Epicure. That would have been interesting. Okay. Do I get rid of the synthesizer here? Puts him to 1. If we find an answer for Luris and like push or something. It's a land. Okay, let's ditch this. Another land. Okay. Land. Look, let's see. We attack for what? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We gain 3. Block here, block there. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Okay. Block, chump, go to 4, take 3, back to 1. All right. Well, I don't think there's a point to attack here. Yeah, if we hit an Epicure, it would have been great. If I had a way to get rid of this Epicure too, like a Deadly Dispute or something, we could have just potentially brought Epicure back, right? But hit a couple too many lands in a row, which is fine. It happens. The crappy thing here is opponent now has thing that's probably going to flip. Well, thing that will flip. One of our artifacts leaves the battlefield. Okay. Just hit too many lands in a row on that one, which was kind of crappy, but it is what it is. Sure. Luris goes bye-bye. It's fine. We can bring it back with Blood Fountain. We can actually block here with Epicure. Guess I'll go to 4. But it allows us to bring it back next turn. Can we do that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. No, not quite. Do I want to block here? I don't think I want to block here because they thing, then I just get it back for free. They're gaining 3 regardless, so. What does this have? 1 counter on it. Surge is kind of nice here. Like it gets rid of this. The issue is they just cast something, thing bounce that to save it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. We can wait if they as can't at end of the turn. We can just get rid of Luris. Do we just attack with Den? I think if we move into Den, though, I'm assuming thing's going to flip. It's going to bounce, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Attack with Den. We have 2 open. I guess in response to them flipping things, we could get rid of the Luris. Like, I wonder if that is the best play. I know they have a mission briefing, right? So they can mission briefing into drown. Oh, opponent's just conceding. Okay. I don't know what the best line here is. That was kind of a difficult one, right? We activate Den. They essentially could mission brief. I guess with mission briefing on the stack, we could just get rid of the Luris, which kind of eases our issue of future ratchet bombs. I don't know. Blood tie. This deck's definitely a bit more. It definitely requires some like thought on your play, but I don't know. It seems really cool. I like it. I like it a lot. It's makes you think. But this deck, I definitely think you need to put like a ton of reps. You got to put a ton of reps in with this deck to know what the correct line is, because I definitely did not have the best lines that game. It seems like a pretty decent opening hand, actually. When they previewed this card, I didn't think anything of it. And then after seeing people play with it, I'm like, wow, that's criminally underrated. Ginger Brute. This is Onsol. Okay. It's nice to actually have some tier decks, in a sense, just in the tournament practice. Yeah, you missed that card too. I just like, I browsed over it, but it synergizes pretty well, which is cool. All Seed's kind of annoying because it's going to prevent us from being able to deal with what we need. I'm wondering if we just like surge this now and then lantern it away. I don't know if that's the correct play, but I'm going to try this. Because we have Blood Tithe to hopefully deal with whatever they have coming up down the road. We Soul Guy, we take this away from Luris. Then we'll just pass the turn. I'm stoked. When they first said they were bringing Kamigawa back, I'm like, oh, okay. Like the first Kamigawa had some cool cards, but like it was pretty bad. But man, they knocked this set out of the park. Between like having good commons and uncommons that make constructed decks that can actually go into constructed decks, and then some decent rares and mythics that aren't like broken but can enable some new decks that are like fun and competitive. They did a great job with this set, and the art is just. I think the art's awesome. They just did an awesome job with this set overall. Portable Hole. Oh, Portable Hole's kind of crappy here. I always forget it's a mana value 2 or less. I always think it's just creature, not just a permanent. So I don't really want to like run this into that. I wonder if I just... I wonder if we just Harvester here. Blood Crypt tapped. And see if we can just bait that Portable Hole out. That'd be okay with me. I think after this, we're going to switch over to the Abzan Greasefang deck. Definitely want to give that deck a spin. Seems super, super interesting. Okay, so for sure at least got one out of the way. There probably is more than one, but... Ginger Brute. I'll make this trade. If they don't want to, if they didn't want to fix it, I will make that trade. Oh, Deadly Dispute's nice here too. I think we dispute a token. Play the Anvil. Sack this bad boy. Trigger, trigger. Having multiple anvils out on your turn it's a pretty good bang for your buck, I would say. Not sure about this card still, though. I think it's okay for the card draw, but oh, they had another portable hole. That's fine. You got it. Portable hole. We're running one K command, but I don't think we have a K command on the sideboard. No, we don't. Two cards, probably like an Onsole. Yep. All right. Yikes. Swing for 8. Yeah, we can block this turn. These are kind of like great chump blockers too. I probably would have thrown that on Ornithopter, but who am I? I want to dispute the Lantern. We did play a land this turn, so that's fine. Let's just do this. Anvil, sack here, make a guy. Oh, that was a good draw. Nice. Okay. Got it. Thopter, Thopter. Oof. That's good. Pump up this bad boy. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, yikes. Oh, yikes. That's not good. Those are both good cards to have. 9. Jeez, that's a lot of damage, eh? 13. I think we're just dead here. Block. Yikes. That was a lot. Okay. Need the blocker. Can dispute, but then I'll just have K command mana. We'll go to 5. We can block here, take 4 unless they cast an artifact. I guess when they do this, when they pick, we'll kill an artifact and we'll time walk them with the K command. Put us down to 1. All right, destroy target artifact, discard a card, destroy target artifact. We go to 1 here. Another Ornithopter. Okay. All right, well, we're going to go to 1. Hopefully we find something off of dispute next turn, potentially. We got to block 5. Go to 1. Yikes. And then this is just a big boy next turn too, right? This one doesn't reach yet. Okay. Haunted Ridge isn't going to cut it here. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's big. Do I have to sack this? Puts me to 2. I guess I can animate Den. Doesn't really like give me anything for the following turn though. Like it's kind of crappy. Let's just play it loose. We're pretty much toast here. Oh, nice. Okay. We're back in it. Those are like really good draws. Lures to hand. Why can't I bring lures to hand? Oh, that's not mine. Duh. Okay, lures in hand. We have a push. And we're at 2, so we can block. We can then lures. We can bring back the anvil. All right, we're stabilizing a little bit, depending on our opponent's draw. We could live. Okay, so we got this beast coming out here too. But they has summoning sickness. We can kill, block. Okay, we're just dead. That was a really good draw. Oh, that was a good draw. Wow. Opponent, what the hell? Put on the Smith. Put it on the Smith. Oh, okay. We're just dead. Oh, that's crappy. That was a really good draw by opponent. We had one answer. Okay, we're just dead. Darn. Opponent drew good there. That was shitty. Yeah, that was good. I mean, we didn't really even have an answer for Shadow Sphere. We only have 1k command, but I mean, next turn we could have stemmed the bleeding, right? Next turn we draw Terran, so we play Lurrus, 1, 2, 3, play Lurrus, bring back the Anvil, play Terrarion, or Terraron, whatever the hell it is, this card. Sack it, gain life, make a blocker, chump chump. Have some life, like we had some lines, but feed the swarms, probably good here. Surge is probably not bad. Do I want X minus X? You get X life. This is a way to get rid of Citadel, so I think we will try this. Cake Man's good here. I'm going to cut the Dreadboard just because it's slow. I don't really think Soul Guide here. These are fine. Cut down to 1 blood. I don't think I want any Thoughtseize. This deck's a little fast for Thoughtseize, so I wonder if I just bring back... Run like 1 go blank. We'll try that. We'll try it out. That was close. If they didn't draw that Shadow Sphere, like, that game got super interesting from the Brink of Death, which is pretty cool. Like, that's the best part about Magic, right? When you can do things like that. So, it was interesting, but not quite. Yep. If we draw a second untapped land, that'd be nice. But if not, we just go Epicure into Terrarion, whatever the hell it's called. Forgive me, I literally can't pronounce this name. Terrarion. Sure, let's go with that. Okay, opponent take 1, make a blood, pass turn. Citadel. Springleaf Drum is such an I don't know if is it an underrated card, or is that just me? Like, that card's a banger, man. We'll play this. Swing for 1. 18 all. It's fun playing having played Magic for 20 plus years, to see all these cards with just insane value, if you want to call it value, off of like 1 mana. So it's a 1/1 Voldaren Epicure, but deals 1 damage to opponent, creates a blood token. And I remember back in the day, like, being upset at how strong Savannah Lines was. Like, it's just so funny in retrospect how things change, right? Ghost Fireblade. All right. Put that on. It's totally fine. So we have Blood Tithe here. Do another Blood Tithe, which is totally fine. Okay. So let's play Blood Tithe. We'll swing for 1. And on opponent's turn, when they attack, maybe if they activate this, we'll just Voltaic Surge it. Or Voltage Surge. This card's actually like criminally underrated too in this set. There's a ton of cards. I just can't get over it. There's a ton of cards that are awesome in Pioneer. Just realized there's no volume from. Oh yeah, there is. Okay, we're good. Yeah, it'd be nice if opponent makes this so Gingerbrew can't be blocked. I'll let them attack. We'll go Voltage Surge, sack the Terrarion, draw a card, deal 4. That is cool with me. Also, if opponent activates this with Insult Artifact, that's perfect. We play another Blood Tithe. -6, -6. Gets around the good old Indestructible. So we're going to take this 5 here. Okay, so the additional cast, we're going to get rid of this. We're going to sack this. They take 4, we'll draw a card. Fatal Push, nice. No blocks, we'll take 5. We'll Blood Tithe Harvester, we'll ping him for 6. X times 2. We'll get rid of the Darksteel Citadel here. Takes them off a land too, which is kind of nice. And if they insult something else, we have push for it. Epicure's a nice draw here as well, but let's just go. Actually, I think we just go Epicure here. And then we can dispute a blood token after we kill this. Take 1. Get rid of this. Indestructible. That's awesome. Let's go to combat. For 1. I think I dispute here because we can hit a land and sack the treasure to get another Blood Tithe out. I think that's the way to go here. Dispute here. Okay, well, we didn't find a land, but we have the treasure. And I don't really want to blood token any of these away. I think these are all like really good cards. Really good answers to what our opponent has. So we do have another Blood Tithe. If we get hit with another Citadel Insole, we have the ability to take it out again, which is kind of nice. So I think that is fine. So opponent with Hallowed Fountain tapped, 3 cards. And like we have an answer if they get Lurrus. Like we have an answer, we can just sack a blood or a treasure. Fatal Push Lurrus, so we're definitely going to keep that open if opponent does go that route. We drew a go blank. Do I want to just strip opponent of 2 cards in their graveyard? I don't think I need to do that at the moment. Is hitting go blank here the best? It actually might be, because we do have treasure for a creature. If they do have a creature next turn response, we can just push the creature. This gets rid of the threat of having to deal with Lurrus, really, which is kind of nice. We don't have to worry about Lurrus bringing back the Brute or the Insole. What does the opponent discard? Cathar, Commando, and another Insole. So that's fine. So they've probably kept a creature, which is fine. Like, we just push it away. Swing for 2 here. We'll go 13 all. If we get a couple anvils going here, I think we're in like a really good spot. I think another harvester here deals with any potential Darksteel Citadel down the road. Yeah, opponent just concedes. Nice. We had Synthesizer into land, which is fine. Then we would have played Harvester. Yeah, we were looking pretty good there. Anyways, this deck's cool. That's essentially what that deck does. Making blood tokens, drawing cards to dispute, killing off creatures, making constructs with Anvil, gaining a life, pinging your opponent for life, drawing cards. It's pretty sick. Like, this deck is pretty sick. I think the first person I seen playing this deck was Claudio, so I don't know if he was the inventor of the deck. If he was, props to him. It's super, super cool and fun. And there's definitely things you can do to kind of change things up. So, like, I think I'm going to kind of go off of this and change it up a bit and try and throw in a couple Shrapnel Blasts. That's just an awesome card from back in the day. Hitting your opponent for 5 to their face is pretty sick. So this deck's super cool. Ton of things you can do with this deck. You can change it up a bit. I could even see moving like Thoughtseizes into the board and into the sideboard and making some changes. But anyways, this is the deck I really wanted to try today. So Esper Parhelion is just rocking the metagame right now. People are really, really liking that deck. Some of the complaints I've heard is about the mana base. I think the mana base in this deck is decent. Lots of pathways. Well, 12 pathways, a couple Blooming Marsh, courtyards, 1 basic land, Takenuma from the new set, to be able to bring something back like a Greasefang and an Urborg just to provide solid black mana where we need. So yeah, this deck is the Abzan version. So yeah, Blood Fountains are able to bring back Greasefang if we lose Greasefang. But really what we're trying to do is to just fill the graveyard up super fast between Stitchers, Grizzly, Satyr Wayfinder, to be able to turn 3 Greasefang into Chariot Parhelion. If we fill our graveyard up and we're not finding what we need and we have Anglers, we can essentially Gurmag Angler on turn 2, in a sense. If you double Stitchers, you could Gurmag Angler turn 2, or turn 3 having a 5/5 that is 7 mana that avoids pushes and abrupt decays and all that fun stuff is somewhat threatening. So it makes your opponent kind of turn their focus on trying to deal with the 5/5 that's swinging on turn 3, turn 4, and allowing us to try to get our combo going. I think Deathrite Shaman has finally found a home in Pioneer, which is what I'm excited for. So excited to check this out. Yeah, so let's kind of get into it here and see what we can do, because I am excited to give this a try. All right, let's check this out. Abzan Parhelion. Yeah, I'm super excited to try this deck. I did order this deck in paper. I had most of the cards, but I just needed a couple Greasefangs and an additional Parhelion. So excited to try something that I might take to my local LGS on Pioneer Night and give it a go. So yeah, it's I was super high in Pioneer since its inception, really, and stuck with it when people really weren't liking it. But I'm super happy that it's back. Like, Saffron Olive's playing, pros are playing, Pioneer Challengers are firing good, Showcase are going off really well. So super, super positive and happy to see that it's just such a cool format, and it's criminally cheap compared to other, like, I love Modern too, but it's a little pricey, whereas Pioneer I think since Kamigawa came out, I spent roughly like $150, and I built a couple of these tier decks. So pretty cool. All right. Yeah, we're just missing one land, but we can Stitchers. Yeah, like this is. I think this is looking good. Oh, MTGO is definitely slow. I should have reset. Sorry. Okay, let's check this out. So let's Stitchers. All right, we didn't find a Parhelion. That's fine. We can Brutality our Stitchers next turn. Blooming Marsh. Opponent just helping us out. That's great. Okay, well, we have Parhelion. We just need to draw a land. And we kind of have the combo. All right, so there's that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can just Angler here. Like, that's pretty wild, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So just like, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is insane. So we have a turn 2, 5/5. We'll play a Blood Fountain, make a blood. So we have the ability to get Greasefang back if we need it. And we'll just pass a turn. So I think a turn 2, 5/5 is decent with the threat of the combo next turn. So next turn we can be attacking for what, 13, 18 damage? Oh man, this deck's wild. Sure, familiar, fine. And then we can brutality away Parhelion when it comes back from Greasefang. All right. That was a pretty sick turn 2. And I think this is a pretty sick turn 3. So we'll play the Forest. White, black. Greasefang. Yeah. Ah! Like that's wild, right? This was turn 3. A 5/5 ready to swing and 13 damage, 18 damage on turn 3 is like, that's wild, right? So Parhelion comes back to our hand. So Brutality, we just discard it. Greasefang for 13. So like, that's what, 31 damage in 4 turns. So that was wild. Let me tell you, that was wild. Okay, so opponent is on something to do with Cauldron and Witches. And I'm assuming they're going to be bringing in some graveyard hate. So we're going to bring in the trophies. We're going to bring in the trophies. Those seem good. And I think we're going to ditch... We might ditch an Angler, because if they're doing that, that's just... They just 1-for-1 just keep blocking. I think Brutalities are good here. I might cut a couple Blood Fountains. I think I'll just go to 3 trophies. Let's just try this. That was... that was like picture perfect game 1 though, right? Like that couldn't have happened any better. Thank you to our opponent who fatal pushed our Stitcher Supplier. That was very appreciated. We definitely got a mulligan this. We can keep this. 1, 2, 3. I guess we just ditch a Forest here. We can Blood Fountain, Parhelion, Greasefang. They thought, yeah, there's the Familiar. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that was wild. That's what this deck does. That's what this deck does. We found the land, so that's good. We'll just Blood Fountain here. Yield to the turn. All right. That's wild. Like, is that faster? Is that more threatening than what the Esper version can do? The Esper version can't have a 5/5 on turn 2, swinging on turn 3 with the Parhelion combo, right? Like, it's a race at that point if you're playing those mirror matches, but yeah, that was wild. That was wild. Innkeeper, you got it. So next turn we'll just play Bright Climb. Okay, so they got the... That's totally fine because we're going to be Parhelion over top. You got it. Go to 18, 18, 21. Yeah, that was wild. That was pretty cool. And it looks like, unless they have some graveyard hate, that we potentially will be doing that again. Let's go like this. We have another Greasefang, which is cool. We're just going to yield through this turn. We'll ditch this at the end. We'll Greasefang, and then we'll go from there. Bring back the Familiar. You got it. Yeah, you got it. Super, super cool. Opponent swings for 2. Are we getting Necromentia? Oh, Mayhem Devil. So they can ping... Yeah, they can't ping down the Greasefang. We have another one, so... Go to 15, opponent 24. 2 cards in hand. Yeah, you almost screwed up, opponent. You gotta wait. You gotta wait a second. Got it. Go to 14. Opponent goes to 25. Opponent has like assembled what they want in this deck, essentially, other than the Corvold, but they could be going into Karn, which would shut down Parhelion, but we're good for at least one turn. Opponent playing this kind of funny because if I had removal for Familiar with all this tapped and gone. Okay, we're going to discard this, draw a card. Yep, go to 11, it's totally fine. We'll play the Branch Claw, we'll play Greasefang, we'll swing for 14, leave a couple 4/4s up. Oh, I screwed that up, didn't I? Oops. Okay. Just a bit of a blunder. Just a bit of a blunder on my end here. Do I not have the... Oh, I don't... I have the stop on my opponent. I was looking at the wrong line. Okay. Oopsie poopsie. That's fine. Shit happens. Okay. I think we just stick with this. I think Deathrite here is nice to deal with. Familiar if we were to get there. We're up on the play here too, so that was a big time blunder, but it happens. Stitchers. We could Stitchers. Yeah, we're okay here. If we Stitcher's Greasefang, we can Brutality on my turn, ditching Parhelion, can't stay away Greasefang, turn 3. Looking fine. Or if we were to hit a Parhelion and Greasefang, we could can't stay away on turn 2. Nope. No such luck. Okay. Yeah, we're still fine here. We're doing good. Yeah. Put Parhelion away, do it. Collective Brutality is a way to get rid of Parhelion, or is kind of slow me down, but I'll just Blood Fountain into Parhelion, so it's potato. That game won though. That game won. I wish I had had the stop on. That was a silly mistake, but shit happens. Okay, opponent takes can't stay away, which is probably the right thing here, but just have flashbacks so we can curve into it still. We have an Assassin's Trophy, so we'll play this. I think we just Brutality here though, right? We'll get rid of our Stitchers too. So let's go to combat. Opponent goes to 17. And we will Collective Brutality here. Cast with Escalate, so target opponent reveals their hand, target creature. So target opponent, target creature, and discard Parhelion. Opponent has, well, we'll get rid of the Brave Enfeeblement. Stitcher's Mills away. Well, nothing we needed, which is fine, so opponent probably gonna go like Innkeeper or Familiar. This card's kind of nutty. Raven Enfeeblement right now. Parhelion, hey. Well, let's play Blood Fountain. We'll ditch the Parhelion to Blood Fountain, draw a card, hopefully hit a land. Ditch this Parhelion. Draw a card. Shaman, hey. Okay. Little stuck, but opponent has Dispute, Familiar, and 2 unknowns. We can Shaman next turn, which would be our 3rd land, technically, as long as they don't kill it. We're working our way back. Dispute. Yeah. What did they sacrifice? Opponent's at 3 cards. I don't know about any of them. Okay, well. We have an answer to, I guess, if they rock a devil here. Or a Corvold. Definitely need to find a Greasefang sooner than later, though. Essentially need to find, yeah, like Greasefang, like ASAP. Search for the basic land. Okay, well, let's see what they're binding, because we could just maybe dig. We do have one forest. They're killing the blood fountain, hey? Oh, and send opponent controls. Yeah, fair enough. Read the card. Reading the card lets you know the card. Okay, fair enough. That's gone. That really isn't doing anything here in the sense that that I need. Death rate does 2 life, gain 2 and land. Okay. Well, if they attack, we can block. They're not going to attack. All right. Well, Greasefang off the top. Come on, Greasefang. Come on, Greasefang. Come on, everyone. Greasefang off the top. Let's do it. Got the goose to block some flyers. That's totally fine. I'm not going to trophy that because... Okay, opponent. You got nothing else. You can pass the turn. Okay, Greasefang off the top. This does give us can't stay away mana. Flashback. To be able to bring back... What would it bring us back? I guess like Satyr Wayfinder? Don't really like... Stitchers or Satyr? I guess we'll bring back Satyr. Is this a cast or an ETB? I'm realizing right now I should have probably read the card. ETB, okay. Okay, well there's 3 Greasefangs, so... But there are no more lands, so like we're in like a weird spot here. Opponent has 1 card in their hand. They're going to draw a card. They're going to search for forest card. If we draw a land, we can Greasefang Parhelion next turn. It's too bad we didn't hit one off Satyr. That definitely would have been what we needed to do here. All right. Stomping of the ground. So I'm assuming there's a Corvold kicking around here somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 card in hand. Corvold. Yep. Or Bolas Citadel. Yeah, Corvold. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So we got to trophy this next turn, unfortunately, because they're just gonna draw so many cards, right? It's gonna be a 6/6 because they'll sack that. Yeah, draw 2 cards, which is pretty good. We'll have the trophy here. What is Parhelion? Is it an 8/8 or 6/6? Flying first strike finishes 5/5. Okay, well that's bigger here. So yeah, I guess we got to trophy this. That's fine. Well, the Greasefangs are there. I'll block just because I don't want opponent gaining like a ton of life. This is only when a permanent, you sack a permanent, correct? Oh man, MTGO. MTGO, go real slow. Well, that doesn't help anyways. We drew the Parhelion. Exile target instant sorcery from a graveyard. Each opponent exile target creature card from a graveyard. You gain 2 life. Well, we're just going to have to do this first. Get rid of Corvold. And we'll just yield through the turn. They don't have a basic land, so that worked out good. There's just a 2-mana destroy Corvold, so I'm fine with that. We are not going to attack. We can gain 2, go to 19. Opponent's creatures have Death Touch, so that's totally fine. I'm not sure if this is that like Karn version, which is kind of annoying because it makes it so we can't. Well, there's the oven. That seems, those seem like good cards to have drawn off Karn, or to have drawn off Corvold. Those seem like really, really good cards. Make a token. This would have been just sick with Corvold out here. It would have been just incredible. I'm still not like too concerned. For the simple fact that I am... I'm close to having like the Greasefang Parhelion. I got 2 Parhelions, so just 2 turns. They have a block, so I guess 3 turns. 0/2 though. What did opponent reveal? They did get a Corvold. Hey, that's gross. I'm surprised they didn't attack with the familiar before doing all that shenanigans. I guess we'll just get rid of like Deadly Dispute. Okay, land. Huzzah, this green on the back. Oh, MTGO, you slow down so bad sometimes. Well, can't stay away on Greasefang. They have Corvold in hand, so Corvold can get pretty big, but we have double Greasefangs and a bunch of 8/8s. Beginning of combat, we're going to Greasefang, Parhelion here. We're going to do this correctly. Now we're swinging for 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Well, they do have a Corvold, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can make it big and draw some cards. So like we're not like out of the woods yet. They could find some removal. But if not, I think the next turn should be enough, right? Because we'll have another 5 and then 16 swinging. I don't think opponent's blocking. Okay, Parhelion to hand. Make a sack that, gain 3, go. Okay, that's fine. So the sack can't activate trail, so that's totally fine with me. You got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 open. So they can kind of do some shenanigans with Corvold next turn. They're at 12. They can block, and I'm going to have 5, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 coming. It's close. It's going to be close. It's so shitty that they found another Corvold off that Trail of Crumbs. And they got another cat to gain life. They can gain a couple life with the cat to go to like 14. Which is fine. But they also just tapped a mana for that, which is... And we can Deathrite to gain 2, to make them lose 2, so they can go to 11. Corvold comes in, they sack a cat, draw a card, so Corvold's gone. They have 1 for the trail, but they're sitting at just 1 mana. So I think we're... Yeah, draw a card. I think we're potentially in an okay spot. They do have 2 flyers. That's at 6. They can trail. If they trail, they have no... I guess... Are they are doing it. They're paying for trail. Okay. They've revealed another Corvold, which is insane. We do have more Assassin's Trophy, though, so if we had Assassin's Trophy off the top, we'd be okay. And we can Deathrite. We can get rid of a Familiar potentially here. No, maybe not. So they get another... They get another Oven, so they'll go to 15. So I'll have what, 16 and a 5-er. They can just kill me on the back. Well, they can't kill me on the back because I have tokens to block. They can't pay. All right, well. They're doing pretty good for what they can do. We're gonna do our best on our turn here. If we rip an Assassin's Trophy off the top, that'd be beautiful. Opponent's ripping Corvolds, 4 cards in their hand now. We can eat this Familiar. Why are they attacking with the bird? Yeah, okay. It's close. This is close. Not sure what opponent is doing here. We can Greasefang, Parhelion, 4, 8, 12, 16, and a 5. Probably blocks. They're not going to block Parhelion because it just saves my Greasefang again. They have to chump. They take 12, go to 3. Right? And I can put them to 1. If we Gurmog Angler here, we can use that to crew. They have to block with the They have to block there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then brutality 6, and that. Okay, so we'll play the angler here. Gives us a 5/5. We're gonna go to combat. Get the Parhelion. Use angler to crew. And then we're going to go to combat here, 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 here. Like they still have to block. They can't block Greasefang with Corvold. Attack, 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 attack. Make 2 more 4/4s. So I have a number of blockers for Corvold. Like they'd have to have 4 removal, but I mean like they can probably draw a crap ton of cards next turn, so it's close. We'll see how they block and see if they... I'm not sure why they keep tapping this goose here. We have what? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 25 coming through, and they can block all of it. Okay, so Corvold goes here. The goose goes there. 4, 8, 12, 16. Are they just dead? Did the opponent just mess up that block? Yeah, I don't know what opponent was thinking there. That was wrong. Right, they block here. Oh, it's just gone. Anywho, yeah. I really like that Abzan Greasefang deck here. Give me 1 second here. I'm just going to reset MTGO. Reset, we'll play one more, and then I'm probably going to jet for the day. But yeah, like Pioneer's in a 6th spot. Like we're having some really fun matchups, some really fun decks. That turn 1 of that Greasefang deck, or the game 1 of that Greasefang deck was unreal. We had a Gurmag Angler on turn 2 and the Parhelion combo turn 3, so pretty strong. I'd say hard to beat that. That's pretty powerful. And then game 2, I didn't have. I did not have my stop on the beginning of combo my turn, so I had Greasefang Parhelion and I didn't crew it, so that was definitely my mistake. So that's that same opponent. I will just kind of wait for a second. Yeah, I don't know if I would make any changes to the main. Like I could see maybe running one more Ezekiel's Chariot and ditch a Blood Fountain. Blood Fountain's kind of nice for the card draw and the discard. That was pretty cool. Okay, well, opponent maybe find someone else really quickly. We'll see who's online really quickly. We can just send a raid over to them after. If there's anyone playing Pioneer at the moment. There's usually a few other streamers out there. I think the showcase, is it the showcase that's going on right now? Might be. Oh no, it's the challenge that's going on right now. I don't know if there's many people streaming the challenge today. Okay, someone just joined that. Okay, we'll play one more. We'll see how it goes. But that combo seems pretty sick. I don't know. I might like. I've watched quite a bit of the Esper Parhelion combo, and I think it's nice as well. I think this is also another option for people. I think just I think Can't Stay Away is criminally underrated. the ability to have flashback on that is pretty impressive. And Satyr Wayfinder, Stitcher Supplier, Grizzly Salvage, I think is a pretty easy way to consistently hit your Parhelions and Greasefangs if you need to into the graveyard if you have Can't Stay Away in your hand. Deathrite Shaman is actually nice to be playing. We saw there it actually did a bit of damage there, so definitely happy to see that. All right, let's do one more. Hopefully everything goes good, and we'll go from there. I think we can keep this, I guess. We have enough lands. We just Blood Fountain, Parhelion turn 2, discard, maybe try and find Greasefang. Forest Llanowar, okay. I think we play this. I think we Stitchers. And then we'll just Parhelion at the end of their turn. Stitchers, Break Climb, Chariot. All right, cool. Yeah, we have enough lands that we can Blood Fountain back. Greasefang if we find it. Assuming this is Mono Green Devotion. That seems pretty good. I'm realizing now I've just made a critical mistake not having white. Oh, you silly monkey. I don't know why I did that. That was a huge mistake. Not really paying attention there. Yikes. Okay, well, we got to find a white source, so we'll play the Wayfinder here. Oh, that was brutal. We could have had the combo going. That was a sick draw, too. Yeah, punished hard. Okay, we'll take the Break Climb here. I wasn't even thinking. That was an oversight on my end. Damn, we could have had the combo. Okay. That happens. Always check your pathways, folks. Always check your pathways. Okay, so Nithos for 3 and 5. Serac, was this creature? Being your combat, creature control total power 8 or greater. Alright, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's fine. We'll just block with Stitchers here. Maybe we can hit another Parhelion. No, but we do have a Chariot in here as well. Llanowar. Shaman here is kind of nice. We'll play green. 1, 2, 3. We'll play Greasefang. I have the correct stops on this turn, thankfully. So we're bringing the Parhelion here. Crew here. Go to combat, swing for 13. I love how this like $1 rare that everyone thought was garbage is just like the ultimate ultimate revival. Ultimate revival happening here. Such a good card to bring back. Parhelion goes to hand, that's fine. We can bring back Chariot next turn. We could also just Satyr Wayfinder again, see if we can find another Parhelion. We do have lethal here unless opponent has something crazy in the 3 cards in their hand. Yeah, we would have, well, the game would have been over had not made that misplay. You really got to play reps with decks to be able to know, like, the proper lines. I haven't been playing enough lately. The little baby takes up a lot more time than A lot more time than you think. It's all good. Okay, so opponent can what? They can nick those for what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then they can Garen Brig as well. So they could definitely play some big spells here. And they can give target creature haste. 9, yeah, so they got enough. I got a couple chump blockers. I would keep the angels open. Chariot to next turn, make 4 2/2s potentially. 6. They could pump 4 into here to what? 8, 9, 10, 11. Could be something big. Could be like, I don't even know. 9, 10, 11. Could be like Ulamog or something. Voracious Hydra. Okay, 4. What are you fighting? If you fight here, that's fine. Fights an angel. Okay. That's totally cool. Angel's dead. They go to 3, potentially. Give that haste. They go to 3. I can make them go to 1. Oh, and they had a Vivian. Okay, that was a good turn for opponent. That was really good because they can fight the other angel. They fight Greasefang. That's fine. Any of these have reach? We'll just like chump here. Take the 4, chump there. We can just Blood Fountain, Greasefang back to our hand next turn. Greasefang, Stitchers. Or we could just draw another one. I wish I could discard this Parhelion somehow here. I think I just win if I Greasefang here though, right? 1, 2, 3, Greasefang, bring back Chariot, Crew. They have 1 blocker. No, that's not correct, is it? Oh, the Hydra had 4 damage on it. That was dumb. That was dumb. See? This is why this is not my day job. Yeah, what's the right play here? We can Greasefang Chariot. Brings the 2 tokens. Use Greasefang to Crew. Swing, I can make an Angel token. That'd be 4, 8. Take 2 off the Shaman. Or do I guess I can just Satyr here. I think I Satyr. 1, 2, 3. Satyr Wayfinder. If I hit a Parhelion, we're fine. We just win that way. Off Greasefang. I guess we just Greasefang, regardless. Bring back Chariot. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't kill the Hydra. That was dumb. Hopefully opponent doesn't have anything insane in their hand, because they definitely have... the mana. Take the chariot, crew the chariot. Gives us some blockers too, which is pretty helpful here. Do I care about this Vivian here? I don't think I care about this Vivian. Gain trample. Maybe I do. Make an angel. I feel like if I didn't kill this Vivian, there's a potential that it's just a huge mistake. These angels with vigilance are wild. So let's bring that back. All right. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The ability to bring Greasefangs back if they kill it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We just win with the angels. Yeah, that was a bad play not killing that Hydra. That was silly. You got it. Opponent finds. Foreign Clex, eh? You can play lots of cards. They got 2 cards. They got Vorinclex and an unknown. Vorinclex has haste and trample, so I'm not like too concerned with that. We have a couple blockers. 4, 10, 15, 16, 17 so far, potentially. Oops. There's Vorinclex. You got it. 6, 7. We got another Hydra. Yep. All right. Still dead to... Oh, just kidding. I'm just dead to this because it has haste. Oh, that was dirty. That was dirty. Wow, that's that was a good like little 2-card combo there. All right, well, we're just gonna call that a game. Yeah, that's a big boy. Those were 2 really good cards to have / find. Okay. That was interesting. I'm not really concerned about opponent getting basics. Probably bring the pushes, a couple pushes in. I think Angler here can go because they're just get chumped blocked. I think Death Rate. We can cut a Death Rate. It's not the greatest thing here. I wonder if like Chariot's not good in this matchup. We just straight up go for like this. Let's try that. That is a lot of damage. I was like, Vorinclex is fine. And then they're like, what about, I think this is okay. They're like, what about 30, 31 Hydra? Well, wasn't the biggest fan of that, but it happened. Yeah, those were good kind of 2 cards to find there. Okay, that was a draw that I needed. So we Grizzly Salvage here. Do I want another? I don't think I need another Greasefang. Maybe just take like the Blooming Marsh. See if we can get him here. All right. Pack Leader, I'm not afraid of. Rakdos, totally fine. All right, Blooming Marsh. Oh, white, green, black. Go to combat. Yield, take the Parhelion. Crew. And we will attack with both. Yeah, I'm really liking this version of Abzan, actually. You know what we can't, you know what can't say we give us over the decks being played now? Our not draw is better if we get real lucky. We can technically do Greasefang on 2. Yes, that's true. Like, we can technically do Greasefang on 2. If off like Stitchers we hit Greasefang and Parhelion with Can't Stay Away in hand, like that's an insanely nutty turn 2, right? Like we win on turn 3. So that's something that the Esper version can't do at the moment, right? So I'm really liking this Abzan version. I feel like I watched some streams of Esper Parhelion, and it just seems like their mana was really difficult. Whereas like with this, I don't think the mana is as bad as it is Esper, right? And we have the ability with Deathrite to have a turn 1 card that can help us fix our mana too, right? So, but yeah, turn 2 Can't Stay Away into Greasefang Parhelion off of like a Stitchers is theoretically something that could happen, and I think that's wild. I think that's incredibly powerful. I'm not sure what opponent can do here. Voracious Hydra can't. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it kills 1. Oh, it doesn't even kill 1, right? 1, 2, tap that, adds 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 3. All right, cool. So we just won on turn 3. Yeah, exactly. The fast lands are good. Being able to have a full pack of 7 of them is quite nice too. Like I know the Esper version was running, is it Mech Hanger Core? The one that like you can crew with it. So it's like that's super unfortunate if you're needing a specific color and you don't have Greasefang. Then you just have like a colorless card that's not helping you mana wise, right? So I think we just like run it back exactly like this. I'm actually wondering if I don't need the 3rd trophy. Maybe a fountain. I just like the fact that this can let me get Parhelion back out of my hand. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really seriously digging this Abzan version of it. I feel like we have more answers to cards like Rest in Peace, being able to side in like Assassin's Trophy, than Esper does. Esper's really relying on that counter to be able to counter it as it occurs, and if it's out, they're kind of in a precarious position, right? So, so I don't have white here, but I could Grizzly Salvage to try and find a white source. So I think we'll keep this. It's fine. We'll go Urborg into Forest, Grizzly Salvage, and maybe Greasefang turn 3. Oh yeah, fair enough. Portable Hole. Oh yeah, people are playing that new March card. That card actually seems a lot more powerful than I initially thought. Okay, well, Courtyard kind of fixes our situation here. All right, we'll just go Courtyard, pass the turn. Yeah, I guess that's true. That's true. I guess I'm not being 100% fair. Esper definitely does have answers. The card draw specific in Esper is nice too. This version technically doesn't really. I guess it's going in such a hard way of just trying to get your combo, not really worrying about drawing cards, just filling the graveyard up and hitting like Greasefang and Parhelion. That maybe the card draw in this version obviously isn't as important, but it's all fun stuff. Oh. This is kind of crappy. I guess we take Satyr here. I definitely undervalued it as a card for sure too. It's Pioneer's watered down version of Prismatic Ending, right? Any chance you can play Collective Brutality, discard Parhelion since it's popped up once or twice? I think I did the first game. I might be wrong, but I think I did the first game, discarded Parhelion to Collective Brutality, which was kind of cool. But having that as an option too is pretty sick as well, right? Fatal Push, hey? I feel like this is kind of annoying. I guess we go Urborg. I think I want a Satyr and then Fatal Push Llanowar so they can't castle. I think I did that. I might be lying. But I think I discarded Parhelion to Collective Brutality. But I might be wrong. Okay, so here we go. We got this. We're going to Fatal Push here so that they can't activate Castle on their turn. Unless they, for some reason, have Nykthos, which is totally fine. And then next turn, we just Greasefang into Parhelion and go from there. Next turn, actually, we can just can't stay away and Assassin's Trophy, which is kind of nice, right? So if they bring out another threat, we can trophy it. Okay, well there's the threat. Damn, that was crappy. All right. Damn, that's shitty. That was good. That was good. Okay. That's shitty. Give it haste here too. We'll just chump here. Yeah, damn, that was like, well, opponent found the nut draw or the nut play that they needed. Another Greasefang, hey. Well, I need to play Forest. don't know what I want to do here. Do I want to do can't stay away on the Wayfinder and Trophy? I think I just want to get rid of this ooze right now. Get rid of this, and then I'll hold the trophy up because next turn we can't stay away and Greasefang if we have it. So also holding a trophy up for Nykthos could be potentially good. They do have the 6 here. It's kind of in a funny position here. But yeah, we can cast Can't Stay Away next turn on Wayfinder. Hopefully find a Parhelion and hard cast Greasefang. Big Vorinclex. Or Hydra. Okay. All right. That's a big swing. Okay, well, I really hope we find Parhelion. That would be much needed. If not, I think we could just like even Greasefang trade here next turn. Plays Llanowar, plays an Oath. Okay, that's good. Man, Oath of Nissa is just... It's always there. Love it. Castle was revealed the first time. We got a Vorinclex, so that's 6-11 next turn. I need white, black. I need another white. Well, good thing I just drew another white source. Okay, so we're going to go black, white for Satyr. Hope we hit a Parhelion. Oh. Okay, well, we hit Parhelion. Now we'll Greasefang Parhelion here. Swing for 13. That was super lucky. But we don't have a way to get it back out of our hand the following turn. So we're going to crew here. Gives us some blockers, which is nice, though. Damn, that was super clutch. Like, I'm pretty sure we were toast if it wasn't for that. I mean, we could have traded here if we didn't find one, if they didn't have a removal. Opponent's at 8. Okay. Realistically, we could, if they don't kill Greasefang, we can block here. We could reanimate Can't Stay Away on the Wayfinder next turn as well, and maybe hit a third Parhelion, or find something to discard with it. That'd be nice as well. This deck is a ton of fun, though. This deck is a ton of fun. If they don't have an answer to these flyers, that's just the game. That's just the game. Let's see. Opponent has, what, 6, 7 mana for creatures? They definitely have a Vorinclex. With has haste. 4. Taps Garenbrig for 6. Come on, opponent. What do you got? Ooh, Hydra. Okay, Hydra fights. Okay. Okay, so if they attack, I'm going to do the block correctly this time. They We have 1 open. We'll block. Take 5. Hope the can't stay away finds us another something. I mean, like, we could put him to 4. Attack with both. I won't screw up this time. Nice. Okay, go to 9. Okay, this is it. Lair's good here too. We did it. Yeah. We just top decked really nice today. We top decked really nice today. Thank you, game. You what is it? What is that expression? Even a blind squirrel gets a nut once in a while. Finds an acorn, where the hell it is. I was the blind squirrel today. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, Parhelion. We got a satyr here as well. All right, let's go to combat. Yes, sirree. Boom. That was a good draw. That was ridiculous. That was a ridiculous top deck. I love it. GG's. That was good. That was a fun match. I like I said, I'm really digging this deck. Yeah, it's cool. This deck is a ton of fun. And I think we showed like the power and how fast this combo is. And I kind of feel if you have like a really good start, like turn 1, that this is faster than Esper Parhelion. So if you're in like a mirror match between this and Esper Parhelion, and you're on the draw, you could still race to the exact same speed of them if you were to Stitchers into Greasefang and Parhelion with Can't Stay Away in your hand. Your turn 2 can't Greasefang into Parhelion, which is 6. So you're gonna be messing with trying to do turn 2, 3. Yeah, like it's totally plausible, right? So yeah, like I really like the way this felt. I think the mana was okay. We didn't really struggle with mana not working. We just struggled a couple times with not having enough. But I mean, we have answers with Wayfinder and Salvage to find lands, which is an issue, so that's solved. Those also fill our graveyard up, which is what this deck needs. Blood Fountain. I think these 4 Blood Fountain are really nice. That game, it just won me the match. Being able to discard Parhelion and be able to get like Greasefangs back or a Seder Wayfinder, Greasefang is pretty sick. So yeah, turn 2 Greasefang, because you can turn 2 Greasefang, then discard it before combat in 3. Yeah, there you go, exactly. Yeah, this deck is sick. I really like how this deck felt. I think you could play around with the sideboard too. Like, you could maybe like remove a push and a trophy and run 2 Abrupt Decay. I think that potentially could be good in the meta right now, especially if you're trying to kill an opponent's Greasefang, if they're on Esper and they have the counterspell. Being able to just Abrupt Decay through counterspell is kind of nice. Gurmag Angler's interesting too. I could see maybe cutting one and going another Chariot, but the first game we played with this, we Gurmagged on turn 2 into Greasefang on turn 3. That's wild, right? Like, that's a lot of damage being swung on turn 3. That's the game. That's 18 damage, and then 2 4/4 Vigilance and a 5/5 coming the next turn. So, yeah, I really like this Abzan list. I'm gonna kind of look into tweaking a few things. Like, I don't know, Can't Stay Away. Does this need to be a 4? A 4 of 3 is nice, but yeah, if you can go off on turn 2, turn 3 because it Can't Stay Away, I think that's incredibly powerful. So. Anyways, I had a ton of fun streaming today. This deck's awesome. Play Pioneer. Pioneer's in such a sweet spot right now after Kamigawa. It was in a really fun place before this, but now is the time, I think, to get in.